told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me? Well then baby I have a taste. All the highs and the lows, no you'll never be the same. I don't really wanna hurt you but I can't control the pain. If you're sticking by my side maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change I need today. I promise that I've never felt this way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away.
Like nothing I felt, my mind overwhelmed. I think that I'm broken but I hope you can't help. I know I'm not perfect, but some days I feel far more worthless. Baby, you make me feel nervous. If I still have you, I have purpose. It's all worth it.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. I guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away. Tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade.
Right. All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome to the stream. Okay, I'm very excited about this one. I got my guests, Blasian King and Alvi. And hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
Hi,
So
hi,
good.
good.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here. Okay, so let's get into it. So I got a list of questions. I have a lot of questions. Okay. So let's get things out the way because you already answered this question for me, but I just want to make sure everybody else know out there. So you know how like the term mulatto, like a lot of people are offended by that. They think of it as slavery. They think of it like on the colonial time. People don't want to say that no more. But we're trying to like take that back a little bit, like in the mulatto community. You know, I call myself magic mulatto. I think it's really a lot of us do want to reclaim it and reown it, even though people think it's offensive. So is that kind of like the same in the Blasian community, like with like the word hapa, hafu? Because you told me that hafu is Japanese. I didn't know that. I thought it was just a word that was like universal word that meant uh Black and Asian. So, but you said that that's
Mhm.
so. Is there like any words or anything that you guys do are like offended by, or any words that you guys want to reclaim, or like any like words that fit your identity? Because I know like Malaysian is a very broad term. I know that you guys are Bangladesh, right? Bangladesh. What's your guys' mix specifically? Like
Bengali.
Bengali, yeah. So you guys are like South Asian. So there's a lot of different mixes out there. So is there any like Pacific terms for like your Pacific mix, or like what you guys, what y'all think about that?
I call myself Bengali.
Bengali,
You feel me?
yeah.
Um, I just, especially because it's a little bit different because I was born there. You feel me?
Mhm.
So, um, and though I came here relatively young enough to be influenced by American culture deeply, um, once I got here, um, once I got here specifically, I was able to connect with my African American culture,
Mhm.
and so that's when my identity as just being Bengali morphed, and then that's when I started embracing fully my Blasian identity.
Mhm.
Um, However, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, like I've never really one thing I've never really experienced from Bengali people discrimination because a a lot of Bengali people are black in color. So I
Right.
mean, you
Different.
can't really tell. It's like you can't
Yeah.
tell me apart from a pure, per se pure blood Bengali. You know what I
Wow.
mean?
It's way different from being like a white dominant country where there's a big difference. And oh my god, that's a
Yeah, yeah. Like
right.
I guess I noticed with American history. So like at first it was like, race was put into place to segregate white people from my understanding, to keep Irish people at the bottom and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me. And then when there was like too many people being trafficked from Africa and the trafficked people started to
They
outnumber
turn white.
the the whites, that's when it started to branch out into like them just like erasing
Their
people of white
nationality.
color.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, like Americans like kind of wiped out your European and wherever the heck else white people be from, they just wiped out
Mhm.
everyone's culture and was like you're American. And I
Right.
noticed that like they kind of that's just how it is. And so that it's not like that with Asians. You get what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
like I
Yeah.
noticed when I do tell people I'm Blasian, they'll be like, "Oh, you're Chinese?" Like, no, I'm not Chinese. And
It's
now
a
that
broad term,
K-pop,
right? Yeah. K-pop,
yeah,
Korean.
and now that
Yeah.
K-pop is yeah, now that K-pop is like dominating over here. Now it's, oh, you're South Korean. It's like no, I'm Bengali.
Right. So how about you, Blasian King? I want to hear your opinion on that too, like how you identify and like is there any terms like you call yourself Bengali, you don't call yourself Blasian. You like to call you refer to yourself like your country of origins and stuff like that. So
Well, I call myself a Jamaican most.
Jamaica. Hey.
Yeah, yeah, yes, myself more Jamaica more.
I love that. See, you were teaching about
Yeah,
like Jamaican culture and how to,
yeah,
I like love it. And the lot of Chinese community. You were teaching me so much about it. That was really how different it is out here. You know.
and it's very different.
Hmm. Definitely. So
Yeah,
let's talk about so you more identify with like your country of origin, like you're Jamaican. Like that's you more identify
yeah,
with that. I see. Okay.
yeah.
That's cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, of
Thank you.
course. So let's talk about what are the attitudes around race mixing in like Asian cultures? Like how do they feel about race mixing? Like that?
It's a no.
It's a no.
It's a no. Like they don't even want, like if you're even half Chinese, half Japanese, it's a no. And if you are gonna be
Really?
Yeah,
mixed, and if
Are you
you are gonna be
serious?
mixed, you better be half white if you are gonna be mixed.
yeah,
Whoa! I've watched a documentary about that and how in China it's like they uplift like you know how the black community they like pedestalize like mixed people that are half white or like light skin. That's how it is in like the Chinese community. If you're half white too, like they'll
Hmm.
pedestalize you, and that's
Yeah.
crazy. That's so crazy to
I
me.
mean, Bengali people, we have a rampant colorist problem, but we don't have a white worshiping problem like a lot of other Asian communities do. Fortunately,
Right. That's
um,
good.
in that aspect, I can't relate, but I do
Right.
have a lot of like Malaysian friends who are like Korean or Vietnamese, and they've told me things of like the Asian girls saying things like yeah, you're only pretty because you're half Korean, because black girls are ugly and da 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 da, and you're
Mm.
lucky you came out light, because if you were any darker, and you better stay up out of the sun, and you lucky your nose not big, and you got them big lips, you lucky your nose not big, and you should straighten your hair.
The
I know it's a lot of
Eurocentric
that.
beauty standards, like the Eurocentric beauty standards.
Yeah,
Wow.
more, yeah, they definitely praise that, whereas in Bengali, I mean, they uplift like just fair skin, so you could still have like a big
Yeah.
nose and big lips, like they don't really care about that, but like as long as you got let you have pale skin and some green eyes, oh my gosh, you are like top tier for them.
I'm
Yeah.
learning. I'm learning. So like South Asian beauty standards are like a lot different.
It's
Yeah,
different.
they still want their
Wow.
South Asian girls to look, South Asian. Like if you look at the girls
Mhm.
who are praised, or even like take a look at Bollywood, like these girls aren't girls that can pass for being mistaken white, like at
Wow.
all.
Yeah.
Like these are very blatant Bollywood women. They're just fair skin. That's it.
Right.
And some of
Wow.
them, yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Mhm.
Some of Bollywood stars, like the Indian stars, some of them mostly have white or have Indian.
Oh wow. So they do that too. They kind of praise like the
Wait.
mixed people, or like there's a lot of mixed
Yeah.
representation of like if you're half white.
I didn't even know that. I didn't even know it was predominantly mixed people dominating Bollywood. See, that's
Wow.
And
awful.
yeah.
Wow. Because it's like
And
it's weird.
some of them mostly white also. Most of them white. Pretend to be in the Bollywood.
Wow. It's weird. Now I'm
Yeah.
learning like in every community, if you're half white, then you're fucking praised more, or you're. That's so weird to me. What the fuck? That's crazy. That's that.
It
It is
is.
like it's like a.
Sad.
What is that from? That's from like white supremacy, or it's like a
Yeah,
what is it?
that's exactly
Colonial
what it is.
white supremacy,
It's
right?
colonization. It's
Like
colonization.
colonization. Yeah, it's crazy, you know. I'm glad we exist, you know. I think we should love ourselves. I think we should, no matter your mixture, everything, but definitely I'm very it's sad. Like to me, the whole colonization and white supremacy and white worshiping mindset is very sad to me, you know, it really is. I don't think it's
You
healthy
know,
at all.
you want to know what I think is really sad? And
Hmm.
some this may be a little bit edgy for some people, but I promote, love and everything. But one
Hmm.
thing I've always have thought was very weird is,
Hmm.
the way people treat black people, you would think that like it was them who colonized everywhere
I
and
think the
not
same thing. What
like
did they do? What did they do? So I ask that same question all the time. I'm like, globally, what did they do so bad? What did they do so bad to hurt people that they're so hated across the world like that?
I
It's so
just kind
weird.
of feel like if
I
you
feel the
are
same
going to hate
way.
anyone, you should direct it towards the person that like oppressed all of us. Like if you go
Racial
anywhere
worship,
across the globe, if you go anywhere across the world, everyone is to some in some degree worshiping and chasing behind whiteness
very
and demonizing
strange.
blackness, because
It's very
blackness is
strange.
the opposite spectrum of whiteness.
Right. I wonder if the pendulum swings. Like maybe like in 1,000 years, it'll be like the opposite. Like it'll be like people worshiping blackness, and then the whiteness will be. I wonder if like, you know how like
But
things.
people
I,
do worship blackness in different ways, though.
they
People want to take the
do.
bits and pieces of blackness. Like, for example, like there's this saying that like melanin is the most expensive thing in the world because
Yeah.
it's only given to people who are born with it, and the people who don't have it spend so much money trying to emulate it.
It is. It's cringy. Somebody said racial worship is very. I agree. If you're
It's
worshiping,
so cringe.
it's cringy as hell. I think you should love and embrace. Like somebody said, I embrace myself and my female. Exactly. I think that's what you should do. You should love who you are. Exactly. So it's just weird because it's like we're mixed. I don't think I don't. think that being mixed is a result of self hate. Like a lot of people do. I think it's okay if you're
Mm-mm.
attracted to somebody who don't look like you. I think that's normal. That's a natural thing for a human being to just be attracted to whoever they're attracted to or whatever.
I
But
thought
if you're
that was
trying
normal
to,
too.
if it's coming from a place of like racial worship, where it's just cringy to me. It's like what the fuck, like that's weird. That's real suspicious and weird. Let me move
Hmm.
on. You have anything to say about that, Blasian King, about like the white worship and that's global and all like freaking? It's very strange. Like, do you have anything to say about that, Blasian King? Does that affect you as like a man?
Mm, about that, it's upsetting me that much. Honestly, I
Okay,
don't care about any whiteness,
good.
white,
I know
you
that's
know,
right. As you
yeah,
should. You should not care. We none of us should care. None of all of us should just be happy in our lives and not worrying about
yeah.
worshiping whiteness or worshiping
Oh
nobody
yeah,
in
no,
some
I
sort of
don't do
race.
that. I don't do that. That's for suckers.
That's real
Yes.
weird, because I'm half white. Obviously, I'm a mulatto, and I live around white. They're regular people to me. Like they're just regular. I don't see how anybody can worship these folks. Like they're just
Exactly. Why are we
Yeah.
they're
deifying?
just
Why are we
regular.
deifying people?
They're just regular people, like normal regular people. Like you go to the gas station, you look at them like a regular motherfucker. All right, let's move on.
Or what do they
I'm
say?
like,
The champion is who ends up writing the book,
yeah,
though. That's what they say.
exactly. That's why I'm so glad that I'm gonna put your Discord in the comments because you're all about learning history. We're on the same page. We're all about you guys are sharing your history with us. I'm learning a lot, like that story about the Chinese people who ended up in I think it was Ghana. I'm not sure exactly what country it was, but
Nigeria.
Yeah, it was
No,
Ghana
was it
and
Kenya?
it
Jamaica.
was
Was it
Ghana,
Kenya?
Kenya, Kenya. I think it was Kenya. And then
Yeah, it was
how
Kenya.
they have a 600-year bloodline there because of the people who washed up on
Mm-hmm.
shore from the
Isn't
shipwreck.
that beautiful?
That was cool. I was like, "Whoa, I love that
It,
history." And then I love that.
Isn't
I
that the
think that
same
was
with
really cool.
Jamaica? Doesn't Jamaica have like a very long history with the
They
Chinese?
were escaping. They were escaping the
yeah,
war and stuff, so they came to Jamaica. That was the article you guys showed me. They came after slavery. The Chinese people from the article that you guys shared with me, they came after slavery. So that's how they have a large population
That's
in
what's
Jamaica.
up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. I would love to meet a Chinese cat from Jamaica that
I
has Jamaican
know.
accent. I would be mind blown. Cause I've met Irish people from Jamaica, and like when I hear them talk, I'm so mind blown because I'm just like, wow.
It's really cool. I love it. We all over. Everybody all over everywhere.
I love
It's
it.
really
I love
cool.
when people are mingling outside, hanging out, sharing food. I love that. I love other people's cultures. I just, humans being humans and intermixing. I think that's what's up.
I love it. Me too. I love it too. So my next question I wrote down was, were you raised to be black or to be mixed? What were you guys raised at? How were they like?
I
What
was
was
raised
your
mixed.
You were raised mixed. Were you raised to be mixed? Blasian King.
yes.
That's good. I love that.
Yeah.
That's good. I think that. Why do we have such a problem? Why are like mulatto people always? What the fuck? Why can't we be raised to
It's
be
the
mixed?
no, it's because of history of America. That's
Yeah.
why.
The one drop rule, right? That fucking bullshit. Yeah. It could be so simple, can it? It should be more simple. So my next
I mean,
question. Oh, go ahead. Say-
that's not to be said that Asians aren't like anti-black. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I've experienced discrimination for being mixed with black from Asians. You know what I
hmm
mean?
Same thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
same thing.
You guys have.
Yeah.
Hmm. Are they like weird about like how I've heard stories on like white nationalist side how they don't want mixed people like breeding with their women or some weird shit like are they like that like they don't want you guys to like hook up with other I don't know are they like that
Well, Asians are very tribalist in general, so that is
yeah
something to keep in mind. And they, it, it's different. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain it. I don't think you'd have to be in it to understand it. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's like you could be a
Hmm.
Chinese person and one Chinese person's fair skin and the other Chinese person's more yellow, and then that
Hmm.
dad may not want his fair skinned daughter to marry that yellow skinned Chinese
What?
person. It's yeah, it's just
Wow.
it's the struggles are a little bit different. You feel what I'm saying? It's
Wow.
not that black and white with us because we also have like I said, like a lot of interfighting and a lot of tribalism.
Right. Crazy. Yeah, because in the white community, I feel like everyone out here, like, doing all these horrible, crazy colorism in their communities of color, and then white people out here trying to catch a tan, and it's like, it's crazy to me. It's like crazy how that works. It's like weird. It's fucking weird to
But
me.
that isn't that how it always is. They've gone around
People won't
everywhere
drop.
telling everyone how ugly we are, how undeserving we are, but then
Yeah.
they'll go and places like Lush will have the audacity to put on their website how they invented henna. Oh
It's
yeah, you
very
invented
fucking
henna?
weird.
Did you
Yeah,
guys also invent yoga? Oh yeah, of course white people invented yoga. Of course.
it's fucking weird. The culture fucking aspect to things. Yeah, I don't like that either. It's weird. And yeah, I be calling that shit out. I be like, I be embarrassed by white people when they do dumb shit. I feel embarrassed by myself. I'm like, y'all gotta do better. That's why I've been really hard on the white community too. I go hard on both sides. I feel like that's why it's so hard being a mulatto, because it's like white people be doing fucked up ass shit, black people be doing fucked up ass shit, and it's like so hard to be in between those cultures that have so many flaws and so many, but I'm not even gonna worry about that right now. I just want to focus on our own. That's why I'm happy I found these communities, because it's always like hard being like
I have a
stuck on the
question for
outside.
you.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
why don't why don't mulattoes, I don't know, just like embrace being, I don't know, mulatto?
I think we should.
Blasians for the most part, most of us, it's like most of us are highly aware that we're Blasian, regardless of
Yeah.
whether we say like we're Bengali or Japanese and we identify with that. Usually the ones who identify the way I do, it's because you were nestled in that culture. But for
Mm-hmm.
the most part, like a lot of us, like we rep our set and we rep our set hard, and we don't care how we look. We don't really care if you're a quarter, a halfie, a 75. We don't care. Like we
That's
rep
how
our
we gotta
set. You
be.
know what
That's
I'm
how.
saying?
That's
And
exactly how we gotta be.
I feel like mulattoes are too busy caring about what everyone else is telling them. Like, who cares if
Fact.
you're light skinned with 4C hair? That doesn't make you any less. First and foremost, you're mulatto. Mulatto is mulatto. Like, just
Fact.
like I think that you guys should embrace yourself. There's like a lack of self love, and there's a lot of like trying to please both sides. Like, it's too much
Yep.
fencing, in my opinion.
I
And
just said
every
that
time
today. Yep. I just was
I
like,
listen
I
to
feel like. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, I just said that today in one of my discords. I was like, I feel like mulatto people, we have a people pleasing tendency. We want to please everybody. We want to be what everybody wants us to fucking be. But we gotta let go of that shit. We gotta start establishing healthy boundaries. We gotta know who we are. We gotta stand up for ourselves so we can have healthy relationships with the black community, with whatever communities we come from. We can be our own people, have our own identity, and stand up for who we are, and not be the fucking, like, we're always saying, well, we're the mules of the black community or the white community. Like, people are always trying to use us for their agenda, but we gotta stop doing
Mm-hmm.
that. We gotta set healthy boundaries. We gotta make sure, no, like, if this not gonna benefit me, what the fuck am I gonna say you're a mule for? That's not going to benefit me, or how white people try to weaponize us against black people, and black people try to weaponize. We don't want nothing to do with that shit no more. We want to stop it. We don't want that. That doesn't help us at all. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with you and everything you said. You're right on
Especially
point today.
if you're gonna, I mean, because you got to think about your baby, right? Like, you got to
Yeah,
think about the
exactly.
future. Like, I know when I go to do my IVF, like the person who I'm doing my sperm donor, he's mulatto. So
Oh,
I'm over here about to
really? Cool.
these
Ooh, that's gonna be a
hybrid
cute baby.
babies out here kicking ass and taking nobody's shit, and you're not going to tell my kid that they can't do something because they're part black. You're not going to tell my kid that they can't do something
Facts.
because they're part devil. You're not going to say that shit, because guess
Facts.
what? These younger kids because I'm 25. I'm getting sick and tired of
Mhm.
people telling me what I can and can't do because of my race. It's bullshit, and I don't care about
Bullshit.
that. Like,
I know that's
last
right.
time I checked, when I came to this country, I came to this country because I heard it was lit. I heard y'all like to get shit shaken. I heard that y'all like being diverse. And then I came here and y'all was like, no,
Uh,
ill, we don't like diversity. And I'm just like, wait, what?
it's a scam. That the whole melting pot idea. Yeah, and then people are really weird about talking about race. People don't even like, people are weird about stuff like that here in America. And I do want us to be better because, like I said, a lot of people are generations, but we've been in America hella long, like all of our family, so I do want us to be better. I'm really hard on like America getting better as like a society when it comes to us. Like this we need communication. We need people talking to each other instead of talking at each other. So yeah.
Hi,
Hey y'all.
LB. It's great to finally hear you. I know that
Hello.
we've
How you
talked quite a
doing,
hey. Yeah, I know
Yeah,
that we've
yeah.
talked a little bit in the Discord chat, LB.
Yes, that is my New York accent all that you've all hoped it would be.
Right.
Georgia?
But yeah, there's no point in really trying to be pleasing and liked by everybody when you yourself don't even like everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the
We gotta
word. That's the
learn.
word.
We gotta learn from our Blasian brothers and sisters that are telling us right now. They're like, we claim our shit, we own our shit, we walk in our shit, we stand 10 toes down for our Blasian identity, and that's the same shit we gotta do as mulatto people. We gotta fucking take a note from
Yes,
that,
rep your set. Rep your set. Let them
Yeah.
know you're out here.
Exactly.
And I
Rep
also
it.
wanted to mention this to also like Albie though. So Albie, I mean I've you don't probably know this about me, but I've already been open about it like a million times with people. But I came from some hardcore like white nationalist circles and those who identified strongly with like Hitler's like national socialist ideology and all that other stuff. And for like people who are like basically like their tokens, if you disagreed with them, they would tell you though, well, hey, remember you're still a shit skin. That's like a slur that they refer to somebody who isn't white.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
what
mhm. But then like for like mulattoes or whoever tries to go down like the whole pro black Umar Johnson
Like
bandwagon,
me, I was on the pro black head hotep.
a
Yeah, that was
hotep
me.
type. Yeah,
I
and
used to
then
hate
if you
white
disagree
people.
with them,
I've been there.
yeah, but then if you disagree with
Oh, look,
those
she left.
hoteps, then they're gonna say like, okay, well now it looks like you're not loyal to your Africanness then.
I think she left. Oh, she's back. Okay, I thought you left. Hello.
I don't know what happened. Sorry.
Are you good? Okay, good.
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, that's definitely something that we experience for sure. So I wanted to ask you a question. My next question is what's it like? Are you bilingual?
Me?
Yeah. Actually, hold on. Let me see. I have a bunch of questions. So, what culture do you identify with more? Do you identify with more Black culture or like Bengali culture?
See, that's the thing. I keep trying to tell y'all that is a unique experience to mulattoes. I
Yeah,
can't relate to that.
I see
Like,
what you're
I,
saying. I see what you're saying because most mulatto
I
people are either like me. I was super Black identified, and then or either some of them become very white identified, like Georgia. It's like we go to the extreme opposite sides instead of trying to just own
But
who we
why
are.
do y'all do that? You don't have to do that. That's the
We
thing. Like, why
don't.
do y'all pressure y'all into, because when I got older and I got to college especially, you know I started hanging out with a lot of other African American people, and they would always be like to me, oh well, you're not mixed because your mother's biracial, so technically you're not and it's just like, meanwhile
Yeah.
I go home and my whole live-in grandmother is a Bengali woman. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of
Right.
like, you can't let people tell you what your mama is white, or whoever white parent is white. You know damn well you're not full Black. You know damn well
Exactly.
you're not full white. So it's like,
Yeah. Exactly.
why do you have to,
We
why
let
is it
people.
that
Yeah.
you don't set the foundation and the boundary for yourself? Like you said, like, you got to set the boundaries and say no, piss off, I'm mulatto, and it is what it is. But that's also a major thing, is if you guys have to all get on accord and say whether or not you guys are gonna identify as mulatto and not let Black people pressure you into saying it's derogatory. Now, I do know some mulattoes who don't want to be called mulatto because they do feel as if it's derogatory.
Yeah, it's wrong. Yep. 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 But yeah, I think this is why it's so important for us, like what you're doing, like about how us building a community, because people, like, it's lonely being in the middle of two very vastly different cultures, you know? And it's like it's
Mhm.
lonely. That's why people become people pleasers, because they want to be accepted so bad, and we got to stop that. We're building our own. If more mixed Black and white people know that they have a community for them that's going to accept them, and they're gonna drop the whole trying to fucking beg for acceptance from whatever community. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
You know what
we
else?
gotta drop that shit. We gotta drop.
I think
So yeah.
another thing that we also have to remember, though, is that technically I'm also the child of a biracial person, so I
Right.
am MGM. Right. So I think that that's probably why I'm a little bit more balanced, and I feel like I don't have to pick a side because it's like, for what? um. So maybe you also feel that push and pull because you do have two mismatching parents. I
Exactly.
have a dad who's like a quarter mix. Um, I don't know how Black people become Nordic, but whatever. And then, obviously I was born in Bangladesh to my, half Bengali, half Black mother. So I've always been nestled in my culture. Like I've always had my African American father teach me to embrace my culture too. You know what I'm saying? So that
Mm-hmm.
also helps when you have your parents, even if you have mismatching parents, you know, it helps a lot when the other parent is also actively telling you to embrace your other culture. You get what I'm saying? That
Right.
helped a lot. Like, my dad would tell, when I would come home crying because the girls would, like, beat me up or whatever. And I would ask him, like, why did they do that? Like, I was just minding my business walking down the street. And, my dad would have to sit me down and he's like, listen, like, yeah, I get that you're Black, but you're also still Asian. Like, and that comes through. And, they could tell with your hair, they could tell with this, and they could tell with that. And that's going to upset some people. But, you stand up to them and you let them know, like, I'm also Black. Like, don't try to hate on me.
Exactly.
So when you have parents that make you secure in yourself and secure in both of your identities, that helps.
Absolutely. Blasian King.
Yes.
Blasian King. Is that how you grew up? Did your parents teach you like to embrace both of your cultures, so you didn't feel like you had to choose a side or nothing like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. This is.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hold on, James, are you here? James, I can hear you. Hey, James, how you doing? We unite in the Blasians and mulattoes, so we gotta learn. I really feel like you guys have more of a healthy upbringing, like psychologically, because you know how mulatto people. There's a stereotype about us that's like we're fucking mentally unstable and we're confused and we're fucking all this shit. But I feel like a lot of it has to do with upbringing because we're not really we're so it's either not talked about and we got to go out and we let society tell us who we are and then we get disappointed because that's not who we really are. If you let society try to define your identity for you, it's never going to work. You're always going to fucking end up fucked up over that. So I think that's the problem. Exactly. It's not who you truly are. We got to stop letting society define who we are,
Yeah.
because a lot of like my mom, oh, what'd you say? We should. Maybe one day, we got to have we got to have
I
like a
can't have
1,000-year
y'all.
plan.
So what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna forget about the Blasians so we can't come to the cookout? But
Exactly.
listen,
We don't do
if
that.
we can't come, don't be trying to don't be trying to look at my plate when you see I got my curry go over here. Okay, you trying to look over here? Okay.
No, you invited to the mulatto cookout.
All right, I'm pulling up the mulatto cookout. I'm bringing the curry. Okay.
Yes, we're gonna have some of that. Yeah, yeah, we with it. James talking about he want to start a language, a country. and I'm with it.
Oh
You
Very,
know
gosh,
why not?
very
big. You think
love
it's real
language.
big.
I like the
I
language.
think y'all should start with respect. Make these people put some respect on your
Facts,
name. Tell them put some cheese on your cheeseburger
Period.
and stop playing with me. Like, and
facts.
y'all gotta go. Y'all are gonna have to go in the community and y'all gonna have to get y'all MGMs. It's the only way it's gonna work. Because I
The
feel like
MGMs. Yeah,
I heard one YouTuber say, and she's MGM, but she's a mulatto MGM, and she was like saying a lot of things that I can
I know
relate to, like
exactly who you're
feeling
talking
more
about. Yeah.
balanced. And
Mhm.
like me personally, like you can look full white. And the moment that you tell me that you're not full white, I will always code you as a mixed person. But that's just how I am, and that's about respecting people's identity. This is not a
Facts.
situation where it's like you can change that. You get what I'm saying? Like I can't change that I was born to a Blasian mother and a African American father. Like that's who I am.
Yeah, me
And
too. I
so
was born into
look
an
at me.
African. Well,
Right.
I
Go ahead,
was
James.
adopted. I was actually adopted. I said this story many times, like last month. My mother is non-black, is white, and my father is black.
Oh, so you're an interracial adoption?
Yeah, but I was adopted. I didn't know that at first.
But you were adopted by your black side. Were you
Yes,
adopted? Yeah, you were adopted on your black side, right? So you were raised around black people and black culture, right?
yeah, blackly black.
Okay.
I was raised in the culture inside my house. Like you know how I guess my experience I could probably explain my experience to probably like a Haitian that grows up in like a African American community. It's like, yeah, like I'm a part of the African community because I grew up there, but when I go home I'm completely nestled in like Haitian culture or like people like that.
What about
Or like
Hmm.
what about
I can't
what
relate.
about blazing?
I think
Oh,
that's
sorry about
interesting though.
so
interrupting, but
Oh,
what
you're
about blazers
good.
with non-black mothers?
y'all gotta create your own culture.
I agree. I agree.
That's why
So
y'all feel so in the wind and untethered and all like y'all are like a kite with no line. You're all
yeah,
over the place. Y'all got a culture. Even if you don't go as far as to create a language, like getting because y'all used to have a culture from my understanding. Like y'all used to have a
yeah,
very
the
strong
Creole.
presence in New Orleans.
Yeah, I
Creole
lost
So
culture.
history.
White supremacy strikes again. Once again, strikes. They
Right.
they came out
I
with
don't
the one drop rule. They got rid of our identity. I don't like how why we keep letting this happen. We gotta stop letting motherfuckers take away
no,
our shit.
I thought the one drop rule was to like exclude like it was a part of wealth
No,
hoarding. It was to
this
exclude
is
like
what
food.
happened. This is what happened. So in New Orleans, there was a very predominant, like colored, quote unquote, community that was the mixed people, and then all the immigrants started flooding over from, all over from Europe or whatever. So that's when they became white. They wanted to keep their white community white, so they wanted to keep all the mixed people out. So that's why they created the one drop rule. Like if you're mixed, you can't be in our white community because we're trying
Yeah,
to preserve it.
yeah,
So that's exactly,
to hoard
Yeah.
gatekeeping.
yeah, that's what happened. They wanted to keep their
You
bloodline
cut
like
you guys off from
First of all, mixed
resources
people been
and
around
shit like that.
for centuries, so they have no right to take our history like that. But we're in a new generation, so we can make it more and more better, and we can build
yeah,
this
the new
community.
generation.
Right.
Definitely.
I've,
Thanks to the internet. Thank you, God.
I
Because
have a question for LV. LV?
he said
Yeah,
Alvi? Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
LV, yeah.
What's up?
Okay, I have a question. Why Pakistani and Bangladesh are beefing? I want to know.
Who's who in beefing? Who beefing?
Pakistani and Bangladesh.
Who's beefing? You said Megan the
Girl,
Stallion.
no, Pakistani. Pakistani. Pakistan
Mm,
Who's that?
I could
in
barely
South
hear you to be
Asia.
honest.
Can you hear me?
I'm gonna keep it funky with you. I'm like so Americanized, it's pathetic. I am so Americanized. Like I haven't even been to my home country since I was like 16. I haven't been back since I was 16. So
Oh.
that's and my
You
grandparents live
wasn't
here,
born in
so
America.
No, I came here young
Hmm.
though, so I'm pretty much
Okay.
like I'm
Let's
kind of
talk
sort of American
about.
for real, for real.
So I
Me
wanted to
too.
talk about. I think this is a big difference between mulatto and Blasians. Is like a lot of y'all are bilingual, right? We a lot of mulattoes in America. Both of their parents speak English mostly, so we're not really. We're not. Well, I don't know about
It
Canada. I
depends.
know.
It
Uh,
depends because
it depends.
A lot of the Blasians that I've noticed in America, they're like FBA.
Okay. So a lot of
Very
them are like some Blasians that like their Asian family's been here for like some generations, and so they don't really
yeah,
pass.
so they're very Americanized. So
Guys, I'll be
most of
back.
the other Blasians.
Okay.
Hmm?
Oh, he said he'll be back.
Mm. Most of the Blasians that I've met, they're like FBA in like South Korean or FBA in Vietnamese. Like they're usually African American. And
Mm.
this, I've only met a few that were like from the opposite way around. They're from Japan or they're from the other place. And usually the Blasians who are born over in Asia, like more specifically the ones who praise like fair skin, they usually tend to actually have complexes.
Mm.
Those are the ones who like are like anti-black and have an issue with like being part black. Like those are usually the ones who are like they won't say that they're black, but they'll sure say they're part American. They'll be like, I'm half
Mm.
American. It's like, yeah, whatever the hell that
Yeah.
Half
means.
American, not half American.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that
Mm-hmm.
before though. Like the whole Jackie Ina situation. How she's saying she's half Nigerian, like bicultural. But it's interesting. Like that's so interesting to me. Like I don't know that you identify as like half African American, half Nigerian, even though it's technically the same race, but it is vastly different cultures. I guess that would
Mm-hmm.
like you know
It's about the culture you grow up in. So, like
yeah
for example, I know a girl who is genetically African American, but she was adopted and raised by Jamaicans. So, is she not
yeah.
Jamaican? You know what I mean?
She's Jamaican because Jamaican's like a nationality versus
Yeah.
like a ethnicity. So
I
I do
consider her
like that
Jamaican as
about.
hell.
Yeah, I do like that people. I wish like it's like regional, but it's hard for us. Like I don't know with all like the fucked up shit America. I know. I guess like I do try to be proud to be American, but I don't know. I
It's
still
hard.
have that. I
It's
still
hard.
have that. Like the whole programming. Actually, it's not programming, but I went through a whole pro black phase where it was like, oh fuck these motherfuckers for slavery and genocide and like what America was founded off of. And it is hard for me. I'm trying to get over that because I do want to be proud of where I live, but it's hard sometimes because we've done a lot of
Yeah,
fucked up shit. We're still doing fucked up
I,
shit. What
I
you
have
think about that,
something to
Georgia?
say about that.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I do want to hear what you got
Do,
to say.
so I have a feeling that just because of where I also came from,
Hmm.
I can't really find myself ever probably feeling like I have to get over maybe some of the stuff that maybe you're not really feeling quite over yet, Magic.
I'm getting there. But you know
So
what I'm
I
learning?
think, but don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean that our country doesn't have any sins that we do have to talk about, though, or we have to bring to light, like the historical sins of this country. But
Hmm.
I guess you could say I don't really have that quote unquote programming or that conditioning because of what I was once involved in for all those years.
But
Or
oh yeah, go
I
ahead.
think
Sorry.
it's just easy for me to just get over that because of where I once stood. I
Hmm.
think maybe for some mulattoes who may have went down my route, it might be easier for us to maybe get past all the historical wrongs and sins, as
Right.
opposed to a mulatto who was in the direction you were in.
You know what's
Doesn't mean I'm
helping me
better by
though?
any sense,
But you
though.
know
By
what's
any,
helping me though? You know what I came to
what's up?
realization when Angry Biracial, he was speaking on his experience because he's half Arab and half black, and he just
Mm,
did that live speaking on his experience, and he was saying how there is slavery still going on to this day in the Arab communities and stuff like that. And it made me
yeah,
realize, wow, I'm grateful that slavery ended for my people in the fucking 1800s when it did, because there is still slavery going on to this day. So that's something that I'm happy about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not happy it happened, of course not, but I am happy that it ended for our people and it's illegal and because there's still a lot of places around the world that is still actually happening. So that made me kind of put things in perspective a little bit. I was like, wow, that's interesting. So that made me look at things a little
Yeah,
different. But
and then also like
That's
there's
rough though.
actual real oppression that's actually still even going on in Africa, though, especially given the fact that many of those states are still under those military
there's a lot. We
dictatorships.
gotta. That's why
Whereas
it's so
over,
important to be educated. That's something
yeah,
about America. We're in our own fucking bubble. We gotta learn about what's going on
like,
all over the world, so we don't just like be in our
Oh,
own
yeah,
bubble.
because like for all the
we are
people who
so
call,
ignorant and uneducated.
yeah,
It's not
Yeah,
even
we got to do
funny.
better with that. Yeah, we have to be
yeah,
more aware and understand what's going on outside of fucking America. And
yeah,
we got to
because I'm
definitely.
like Alvi, you're very, you must, I already know that you must be also very skeptical about people over here in like my country who are calling themselves like oppressed. And I'm just like, are you sure about that? Because you have a nice car, you have a house. Yeah, it may suck
Oh,
that it's
you
in,
really want to know what I think?
uh let's hear it.
I want to see it all up in flames, all of it, burn it all down, just burn it all down, and start all over again, and let's see what we're gonna complain about then. Let's do that. This way,
Okay.
can't no one
Yeah.
say
Go back
they're
to the wilderness.
Okay, yeah.
start all over again. Shave them all.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit. Hold on.
Yeah.
But
She is
yeah,
breaking up there.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. Hold on. Try to leave the Discord and come back because you're breaking up a little bit. But I like what she's saying. Like, let's go back to the wilderness. See what happens.
Yeah, fair enough. And then let alone is that you don't have to worry about spending all your money with your fellow oppressors then. Because that's
Right?
ultimately what people who call themselves oppressed do.
Yeah.
hello, can y'all hear me?
Okay, that's better. Yeah, I
Yes.
can hear you better.
Can I get a yeehaw? No, I'm joking. Yeah, no, but
Yeehaw.
I am. I'm a diehard anarchist, baby. I want to see it all fucking burn, and I want it to all burn, and then I want to see who's gonna talk about some I'm oppressed. You know,
They're gonna be talking about I'm
if
hungry
we all
and
start,
starving. That's what
if
they're gonna be talking about.
if we all start with dirty feet and scraped knees, who's oppressed then?
Nah, because the ones that could hunt better, they're gonna have all the power, and then they're gonna be the ones controlling the food, right? And then it'll start all over once again.
But that's not a color thing.
That's the survival
That's
of the fittest. That's survival of the fittest. Mm-hmm.
yeah, you feel me? You, you gotta keep it gangster. I mean,
Hold on, you're breaking up
that
again.
might seem harsh,
Hold on, I can't hear you. You're breaking up again. Mhm. All right, guys, we're getting way off topic. We're getting way off topic. But let me ask you guys one more question. I want to ask Blasian King this question. So Blasian King, so what are two things about your culture that you love a lot? Like, what are some things that you love about being mixed and like about both of your cultures that you love? Like,
Oh, okay, I love proud to be Jamaican. Music, food.
I know that's right. The food is
Yeah,
great. I love that. I love it.
the
So
food
let
is
me see.
great. The music, the dance hall, the indie music, this or that.
That's something I'm jealous of because on my black side, there's some good music, right? There's some bad music too. But there's some good food. But on my white side, I'm like, why are y'all lacking in the food department? It's embarrassing. And I wish they could do better in the food department. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
that makes me think of this hilarious meme that I saw of this white guy using like McCormick sprinkles, pretending like he was seasoning his food. And someone
Oh
was
my god.
like, "You're using sprinkles," and he was like, "You could never please you people. It's seasoning."
It's embarrassing. I'm like, ugh.
The meme is funnier. The meme is funnier. The meme is funnier.
It's so embarrassing the way they're supposed to be acting. So let me ask you the same question. What are like two things you love about your culture, about both sides of your culture that you love?
Um, the my favorite thing on both sides of the culture is the aunties. Like Indian aunties, they don't get no better. Black aunties don't get no better than that. And I mean, I feel the food, obviously, like having food fusion is like the best thing ever. So, it's never a dull Thanksgiving, stuff like that. You feel me?
Love it. I
What else
love it.
do
The
I like?
family.
Yes, yes. And it's a rich culture. Bangladesh is a rich culture that I am so excited to share with you and put you up on because not too many people, know about Bangladesh. You feel me?
Right. And we need to be. You're breaking up. I heard what you said. You said not too many people know about Bangladesh, but I hear you. I
Hmm.
hear you. All right. What are my last questions? Hold on. Okay. Okay. Is there anything you guys wish that more people knew about Blasians? Is there any?
I wish that they knew that we existed.
Yeah, we always. Yeah. You have history, but Blasians, we have more
More
history.
uplifting, for sure. We gotta unite. So do you guys think
Yeah.
do you guys agree that because you said you just deal with discrimination on both sides too. Like that's a common theme, and that we deal with that too. So I definitely feel like we need to unite so we could push for laws and vote and make sure that we can become a protected class, so we don't have to deal with bullshit from both sides of our races or whatever. Because you said you didn't really deal with stuff from Bengali people though, because you guys share the same skin tone. But like if you're you know but you guys agree with that? Like we should become in America, in America, where it's a little different. We're kind of behind on a
I'm
lot of
sorry.
things.
What was the question?
I said I think that we should unite as mixed people and be pushed for us to become a protected class, because I think that's a common experience for all mixed people to like deal with shit like racism from both sides, because you said there's a lot of Asian people who are anti-black who discriminate against the
Yeah.
fact you're black, and then there's a lot of black people who discriminate against the fact that you're half Asian, and we need to do that. That's why I want us to become a protected class, so we don't have to worry about facing discrimination from either sides of our races.
Yeah, of course. Oh yeah, you already know how I feel about that. I'm all about the mixed kids movement. Definitely, it's a
Yeah.
whole place out here. We gotta write it. You know what I mean? And eventually, I would love to talk to white mixed kids because I know that they face discrimination too. And not too many. You'd be surprised. Not a lot of them. Not a lot of them are white identified. They'll check you in a heartbeat.
Right, that's good. So, other question I had is media representation. Blasian.
I'm sorry, say again. You was cut off. What you say again?
Oh, sorry. I said, what is your media like? How do you guys feel about media representation of Blasians, and what's your favorite content creator that's Blasian?
Ooh.
Um, I,
Hold up, you're breaking up pretty bad. I
believe,
can't.
growing.
Hold up, Alvi.
Hold on.
Oh, somebody dropped out.
Can you hear me better
Yeah,
now?
I can hear you a little better now.
Okay, yeah. So like I feel like I had like the bare minimum of representation to be honest. Like I had like what Kamora Lee Simmons, Chili, Tatiana Ali. Then I'd have to transfer over to Lucy Liu and Jackie Chan. Like that was my representation.
How do you feel about that, Blasian?
My, I have a lot. I have a lot in my head. Supercat, the reggae singer,
Mm-hmm.
Chili from TLC's, Jazzy Sky, is Tati Ali.
So that's
Well,
hold on.
Hamo. I don't know. Flexi Brown, yeah, Flexi Brown. browns, foxy brown.
So are you like so do you feel like you guys need to be represented more? I feel like you guys need to be represented more. There needs to be
Yeah,
more.
we need a
Definitely.
Simo.
Yeah, I feel
Definitely.
like
It would be nice to see my culture. Um, and that's the thing, like, you know how when people are like, oh,
it's
like
Asian.
what culture, like how you just asked what culture do you identify
Mhm.
with? It's so crazy because I feel like I notice a lot of mulattoes, y'all, like I said, going back to the whole, you guys don't have a culture, y'all got your own culture because I feel like with Blasians, a lot of time, you have a Blasian culture. I feel like there's a legit Blasian culture. Like I don't think that there are too many Blasians experience, in my opinion. Like, for example, you can find Chinese Jamaican restaurants. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, there's a whole legitimate Blasian
That's
culture,
dope.
depending on where.
I want to do. I want to build a restaurant that's like mulatto. Like I kind of want to do that. I really, really, really want to do that. I think like Cajun and Creole
Yeah,
food,
but
and I want to do that.
you have a culture. Like, for example, it's a perfect example. Like how you said Creoles. Creoles, they have a culture, and that's why they can say. I'm saying,
Hold on, you're breaking up again. Whew.
oh yeah, this area. So I think that mulattoes will do very well if they establish a culture. Now, I mean, whether you guys want to start getting all super extra and breaking it down by nationalities or not, that's fine. Or if if you guys are of white American descent and black American descent, if you guys are going to solely go based off of just that and work from there, I think that that could give you guys a lot more sense of a very strong sense of self. And I think that you guys could at least really help a lot of young kids.
100%. I agree for sure. 100%. I definitely agree with that. So, I really appreciate you. I think you gave us some great advice. I definitely am on the same. I want to build a culture, you know. So my last question is, how can we support uplift Blasian voices more and learn about their history? And I didn't even know they had their own culture. Like I want to learn more about their culture and so how can we do that?
Uh, I know a lot. Subscribe to my channel. I talk about Blasian
Yeah,
culture. Okay.
definitely subscribe to Blasian King, everybody, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, leave a comment. Leave a comment so people could know that's your channel and they can subscribe if they want to learn and
Okay.
stuff. Okay.
Give me a little comment in the chat. Or is it?
Oh no, when the
I'm
live is
gonna
over and then when
Okay. Okay. No, no, no,
yeah
no.
yeah
I'm gonna focus on celebrating Blasians of American
yeah.
descent.
You said Blasian's
So
American
that's what
descent.
I'm working on. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm gonna work on, and I'll probably, when I start my travel, the videos from Bangladesh and the vibes and whatnot. And
Hold on, what you're saying? I can't understand you. It's cutting out again.
oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can
I
hear you
have like
better
the
now.
worst fucking service ever. Okay, I think that we just got to keep an open door policy. Like always talk about your history. Be curious about your own history and bring it to us, and we'll do the same. And that's how we all learn and we establish a community that's safe for all mixed people instead of it being like weird supremacy vibes or whatever.
Yeah, I agree with that. Be interested in our own history, our own culture, and then we could share that with others. I love that because yeah, definitely, I 100% agree with that. So, anything you guys else want to talk about? Those were all my questions, and I think it was really good. I think I learned a lot from this live, so I really do appreciate you guys a lot. I've taken away a lot from this conversation. I want to keep the conversation going. Um, Anything else you guys want to say before we go? Okay, I think that's everything. Let me go see. Yeah, because I'm kind of cutting out a lot. So I'm gonna end it right there. I think it was really good. And yeah, I love y'all. Y'all are really cool. I love this conversation. I love everybody who showed up for the convo. And yeah,
Thanks for having me.
of course. Absolutely. So
for
thank
having
you
me.
guys for being here. Thank you. Subscribe, like I said once again. And I'm gonna put your Discord because I'm supporting your Discord that you made that wants to support like an inclusive mixed race community of people. And that's all. So I think that's it, guys. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye, guys.
They stay hating, they're jealous of your shine. You're beautiful, girl, you're fine. You're my mixed queen, and I want you to be mine. Whenever you walk in the room, everyone stops and stares. You're beautiful with your 3B hair. You're regal, you're a queen. Your beauty's more than they can bear. Light-skinned and shining like the sun. You're a mixed queen, and second to none. You're a mixed queen.
You are second to none. You're my mixed queen, and I reckon, of course, you should know exactly how I feel about you. I'm real about you. Don't be doubtful. You're beautiful. You left me in awe. Give me a second. Let me talk about your qualities. Sometimes I wonder if I'm deserving of all of it. Never seen anything as beautiful as your skin. You the standout. You're the leader. You know you're the queen. Mixed skin. Your tone is so precious. Picking you over gold. Just know that those treasures don't shine bright like the tone of your skin. Know that you bring blessings to the home that you're in. I want you. You should follow me, queen, and we can build an amazing home together. You and I on this cruise. No excuse will be given with the way you should be treated. Only as a queen that you are, I repeat it.
Regal, you're a queen. Your beauty's more than they can bear. Light-skinned and shining like the sun. You're a mixed queen.
You're my queen, baby. You're my
And second to none. You're a mixed
Girl,
queen.
I just wanna make you laugh more. Cause every day I'm thankful that I pass cross. You second to none, first place, baby, that's your ad's pure, got my ad, can I have yours? That's cause you feel more like a home to me. Beautiful mixed race, girl, you got a hold of me. Love sick, cause this feeling's really grown to me. If I get a chance, baby, nobody dethrowing me. Totally, the smile could replace the sunshine. I'ma love you in every script and plot line. Cause I can't imagine a world you're not mine. Forever ain't enough, girl, I need more time. Mixed king, queen, living in my mind rent free. My feelings for you always put me in a frenzy. So I'ma always hold you down immensely. Cause without you, my world would be empty.
You're a queen. Your beauty's more than they can bear. Light-skinned and shining like the sun. You're a mixed queen.
You're my queen, baby. You're my queen.
And second to none.
Second to none, baby. Second to
You're a mixed queen.
You're my queen, baby. You're my queen, baby.
And second to none.
Second to none, baby. Second to
You're a mixed queen.